couple of things.
Okay. We talked before about the modules on, actually it was the last meeting, I believe. You guys talked about having the modules. We've been talking about them all year, as Nick said. Actually, I heard at the last meeting there was talk of hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on redoing these modules. And I kind of liken that to a surgeon cutting off your arm and using Band-Aids to fix it. We really need to stop using the modules. And as the Board of Education, you are supposed to direct the superintendent on how to distribute this stuff. So I'm urging you to do that in the next 2 weeks, into the next meeting. Get rid of the modules. The teachers have spoken. They said they don't want it. The parents, last meeting, all came up and told you that they don't want it. The 75% opt-out says that they don't want it. So please, as a Board of Ed, get together. Whatever you got to do, that vote, whatever you have to do, but get rid of the module as a primary source. The other thing that was also talked about at the last meeting was the disposal of items. It was actually talked about a couple of times, but the last time we talked about was the Promethean boards. This time there is a refrigerator on the steps on the loading dock of OBMS. And I did mention to you back in, I don't know, February, March, that there are some boys that go around and they scrap this stuff for beautification projects in the community. So I'd like to know if those boys, I believe they're Boy Scouts, can go pick that up and scrap it. Otherwise, we're just throwing it out again and they're just sitting in the garbage pail getting wasted. Or should I have them go through the garbage pails and do that?
No, it's actually, it's in a scrap container and the district receives compensation when that's disposed of.
Okay, because when I read the agenda yesterday, it said that it was sitting on the loading dock.
Yeah, until we say we can dispose of it, then we put it in the scrap container.
Okay. All right. The 5th grade benchmark test. It was discussed on 510 by Brad Lindell. Oh, sorry, I can't say names. And they were asked if the parents were aware that this test was being given. Were the parents notified? I know in a Facebook group they were, but did the school notify the parents about this test that's being given and that it was considered a benchmark test?
No.
Why not? Why aren't we telling parents about a test for these kids that they're not going to see, that we don't know the questions, and that don't help our kids at all? Why are we not notifying them?
We're discussing all different options right now, and we haven't made a decision either way.
Okay, because the last meeting you said you are giving this test, correct?
We are looking forward to giving this test, yes.
Okay, but you're not going to tell the parents about it?
We're in discussions right now on all different topics with all the different stakeholders.
Okay, so that doesn't really answer my question, but okay. Finally, I have a couple of things. Just let me know when my 3 minutes are up.
You have 31 seconds.
Okay, a lot of children, the Title I and the lack of services, someone, the CTA president, I didn't say a name, mentioned this at the 510 meeting, and that children have not received their services. I want to know if that's been fixed. Are they getting their services? I know I brought that up in January about the Title I lack of services for children, that the kids were being pulled out. And then it was told to me on 3/1 that all the teachers have been hired, while not mandated. They were built in some pretty amazing programs, and then last week it wasn't done.
Dean, can you answer her last question?
So the Title I services for our Title I buildings, all of our our instructional assistants have been hired, and were hired at that time that we spoke about. They are providing instruction for our students in both ELA and math. The challenge we have is the sub problem, that they are pulled at certain times to provide classroom work. I don't have the exact number of times that happens, but it is a concern of ours as well, and it's looking for something. We're trying to, as we move forward, a lot of things have been put in place with regards to the substitute pay and substitute work and all that those items. So hopefully that's going to remedy it.
Okay, do you have a timeline on that, or we just hope for the best and kind of like the modules, we're just going to hope for the best? I was being facetious, I'm sorry.
I don't think hoping for the best is an option right now. I think we're working with each of our buildings to make sure that the students are getting the services that they need, but balancing that with some of the sub-challenges that we have.
Okay.
Eileen, Governor Cuomo's going to fix it.
Oh, yes, I'm going to vote for him again.